Hey everybody, it's Miss Negron. So today we're going to be talking about how to use the law of cosine to find a missing angle or a missing side. So we know to use the law of cosine whenever there are three sides and one angle. If you look at the formula, it is very similar to the Pythagorean theorem, but it does have an extension. So here we're going to have c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, and then we need to subtract 2 times a and b, which is also then multiplied to the cosine of our angle c, okay? If you also notice, whatever angle you are looking for, or whatever angle is corresponding to the cosine function, the opposite side is what the equation is going to be equal to. That will make a little bit more sense in the next two examples. So let's take a look at example 1, which we are going to be looking for a missing side. So it says here in triangle ABC, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 4, and the measure of angle C is equal to 120. So what is the length of side C? Well, because we have a triangle, the first thing I'm going to do is draw a triangle. Okay, and then I'm going to label it. We have A, B, and C. All right, so opposite of vertex A is side A. Opposite of vertex B is side B. Opposite of vertex C is side C. Well, I know that A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 4, so I'm going to write that into my diagram. I also know that the measure of angle C is 120 degrees, so I'm going to add that to the diagram, and then C is what we are looking for. So for this specific case, the law of cosine will stay as is. So C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. So now I'm going to be doing the substitution. So we're going to have C squared is equal to 2 squared plus 4 squared minus 2 times 2 times 4, and then cosine of 120 degrees, because that is the information that we have. From here, you can type all of the right-hand side of the equation into your calculator to get C squared is equal to 28. And then from here, we're going to take the square root of both sides in order to get C is equal to the square root of 28. To simplify this down, you know radical 28 can simplify to radical 4, radical 7, because 4 is a perfect square, and 4 times 7 is 28. And then I know that this reduces down to 2 radical 7 because the square root of 4 is equal to 2. And in this case, because no units were specified, we're just going to label this as units. So in this case, side C is 2 radical 7 units. And that is how you use the law of cosine in order to find a missing side. Now we're going to use the law of cosine in order to find a missing angle measure. So if we look at example 2, it says an organism's step angle is a measure of walking efficiency. The diagram below represents a set of dinosaur footprints. Determine the step angle B to the nearest hundredth. So because we're looking for the step angle B, we need to identify which sides are corresponding to which vertices. So if we have angle A here, opposite of angle A is side A, which is 155 centimeters. Therefore, side B is 316, and side C is 197 centimeters. Due to the fact that we are looking for the step angle B, we are able to change our law of sine to fit the variables that we have. So because I know I'm looking for B, I'm going to set the entire equation equal to B squared. So my equation is going to be B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B. From here, I'm now going to substitute in the values that are known. So B is 316 squared. A is going to be 155 squared, plus C is going to be 197 squared, minus 2 times A, which again is 155, times C, which is 197, and then keep the cosine B because that's what you are looking for. From here, we're going to simplify in our calculators. So 316 squared is 99,856 is equal to 24,025 plus 38,809 and minus 61,070 cosine B. From here, we're going to combine like terms. So the 99,856 will stay as is on the left-hand side. Combining 24,025 plus 38,809 will give us 62,834 minus the 61,070 cosine B. Then we're going to subtract our 62,834 from both sides, which will yield us 37,022, which will equal negative 61,070 cosine B. So because the negative 61,070 is being multiplied to cosine B, we are going to divide both sides by this number. So therefore, on the right-hand side, we are only left with the cosine of B. I'm actually going to leave this as is. So to rewrite this, it's going to be 37,022 divided by negative 61,070 is going to equal the cosine of B. Now, in order to get rid of cosine, in this case, we're going to have to take the cosine inverse of both sides. So cosine inverse is rewritten as cosine to the negative 1. To get it into your calculator, you press second cosine. And when you type all of this into your calculator, you will get a B value of roughly 127.32 degrees. And that is how you find an angle as well as a missing side using the law of cosine. Thank you for watching, and be sure to reach out with any questions that you may have.